One day, I'll be gone. The rockets will stop launching. The factories will go quiet. The headlines will fade. The world will move on fast. That's how life works. But when the noise is gone, when I'm just a name in a search result or a quote in a textbook, there's only one thing I truly hope remains. What my children remember about me. Not the billionaire, not the CEO, not the man who tried to colonize Mars, but just Dad. I hope you remember my footsteps, not just my speeches. You'll hear people talk about how I changed the world, but I hope you remember how I tried to change your world. Quietly, imperfectly, but consistently. You may not recall every lesson I tried to teach, but I hope you remember how I showed up. Even when I was tired. Even when the pressure was overwhelming. Even when I didn't get it right. Because I was never trying to be perfect. I was trying to be present in the only way I knew how. I hope you remember what I built. For you, not just with you. Tesla wasn't just about cars. SpaceX wasn't just about rockets. Neuralink, Starlink, none of it was just about tech. It was about creating a future where you could dream freely, where you weren't limited by old systems, broken models, or fear of failure, where you could grow up believing that the impossible was actually just a question nobody had answered yet. Every sleepless night, every sacrifice, every risk, it wasn't just for progress, it was for you. So that when you ask yourself, what if? You won't stop there. You'll go find out. I hope you remember the days I failed and got back up anyway. You'll hear how I made billions. But I hope you remember the days I almost lost it all. The nights when I cried in silence. The moments when I doubted everything. And more than anything, I hope you remember what I did next. I didn't quit. I didn't hide, I didn't blame. I stood back up, not for pride, but for purpose. Because I wanted to show you this. Falling is human, but getting back up, that's where greatness lives. I hope you remember that I was curious until the end. They called me crazy. They called me obsessed. They said I was pushing too far, too fast. But I hope you remember that curiosity kept me alive. And I hope you carry that same flame. Ask why. Ask what if. Ask how far can I go. Curiosity is the seed of every breakthrough. And I want you to never stop exploring. Not the world and not yourself. The smartest person in the room is the one asking the most questions. So don't be afraid to challenge convention. Don't fear rejection. Don't settle for what already exists. Because you were born to build, not just consume. I hope you remember what I stood for, not just what I owned. Yes, we built companies. Yes, we broke records. Yes, we redefined what's possible. But I hope that's not the only thing you tell your children about me. Tell them this. My dad stood for courage, even when he stood alone. He chose purpose over popularity. He worked not for applause, but for legacy. And if the world ever tries to put you in a box, to label you, limit you, laugh at you, you'll remember that your last name is Musk. And that means you don't fold under pressure. You build under it. I hope you remember how I loved you. Even if I didn't always show it the right way. I know I wasn't the most traditional dad. I know I missed moments. I know I worked more than I should have. And I'm sorry for that. But never mistake distance for indifference. Every second I spent trying to fix the future was a silent prayer that your life would be better, easier, more beautiful. I may not have said I love you as often as I should have, but I showed it. In every hour I spent fighting problems no one else wanted to solve. If you ever wonder whether I was proud of you, know that I was. From the very first moment to the very last breath. And when I'm gone, I hope you carry the best of me forward. Not the pressure, not the weight, not the expectations, but the fire, the curiosity, the audacity to believe that you can shape the world. Because that's the true inheritance. Not the companies, not the tech, not the legacy in the media, but the legacy in you. The way you love, the way you build, the way you keep going when others quit. Final words to my children. When I'm no longer here to guide you, look up. Literally, look at the stars. The sky I spent so many years trying to reach. The space we once thought was out of bounds. And know this, you are not bound by anything. Not fear, not failure, not expectations. Your life is a canvas. Paint it bold. And if you ever feel lost, overwhelmed, or unsure, don't search for answers in what I created. Search for them in who you are. Because my greatest creation, my most important legacy, was you. If this message moved you, comment below. I want to leave a legacy my children can live in, not just read about. And send this to a father, a mother, a builder, or a dreamer who needs the reminder. Success is great, but significance is greater. Because in the end, the real legacy isn't written in stock prices. It's written in the hearts of the people who loved you. And that lasts forever.